revolution.
There we go. So yes, we're down by the river in Durham, the River Wear. I'm just out with my new gadget, getting a bit of landscape action on the go, you know what I mean? Just thought I'd try something different. Let's go for a walk down by the river. It's behind us. So yeah, just taking in the autumn as we approach winter, which is like what, middle of next month, almost the end of next month, something like that. I just thought I would come out and do another video. Don't worry, he's pointed on me. It's on you now though. So, but it's always nice to come down to Durham. It's just a nice place to walk. Yeah, had some fun because the fat slut jabber the slut. So she's paid people in my state to spy on us with audio and cameras. There's cameras outside of my house that's watching me constantly come and go. And I have to admit the people that she's chose are simple. That's for sure.
What are you doing?
I am smoking a fag.
Yeah, but Capstan full strength.
That's because I'm smoking for two.
Oh, lover.
You know, they're not the brightest of people at all. If I was to capture them on camera to show you, well, if you've been watching my videos about the neighbourhood spy, Gollum, Fat Gollum, well, you've seen the clip of him, and by God, it's a sight to behold. Glorious, eh? Glorious. And so there's another two neighbours in the estate who live in the bungalow And they've basically got two like CCTV cameras set up outside of the bungalow on the fascia board, and one of them's like sort of like pointed at like my house, and so Jabba the Slut has paid these two clowns to illegally surveil us. So like, not only is it surveillance, it's voyeurism as well as conspiracy to premeditated murder. But those two are these simple-minded individuals that you know, they're not the brightest. Hold on. Put my glasses on here. So where am I? Yeah, we're recording. That was once, right, so that's what that does. I don't know, hopefully this is recording. I've got my glasses on here. There's what, switch there. So there it is anyway. Behind this lovely dog. But yeah, so these two characters, they're not, you know, simple-minded individuals. Coffee. And you know, they've been easily sold because they're weak and feeble-minded, and so it won't take a lot. So it won't take a lot to convince them to stab people in the back, because they were offered £10,000. I got told this because simple-minded people don't know when to keep their mouths shut, and so I can smell weed. So it's very easy to, you know, manipulate them, because they're weak. I mean, plus their own benefits. You know, I don't really feel any certain way about them. I know they're simple, I know what they're doing. It's been brought to my attention, so I'm not worried too much about it. But I do like having my little fun with them, to remind them that I know that they got paid 10 grand. I know who it was who brought it to them. It was last year in the summer. They were doing the stupid act as if the person doing the delivery was going to do one of the invalids like a favour, like a bit of work, and then it would come back to do the job. But in the meantime, it was like coming to drop off 10 grand for them. And what these simple-minded clowns did is what they've either deposited some or all of that money into the bank account and start buying lots of things online, doing lots of online shopping. And so now there's a trace of it like a bank. So if they were to check the bank statements, they would see money paid into the account, and they will see during a period between June and August of last year of them just going crazy online. So, shopping online. Further up there, I tell you what, I'll walk up and spin myself around it and show you the bungalow, because I'm not quite sure how to, because I'm using a different app. It's not giving me the opportunity to spin around for some reason, like before. But, right. Okay. You see it, the bungalow. Nice shot, that, isn't it? So, just trying out my new gadget, get like some landscape shots in, you know. I mean, if it comes down to me just using the native camera on my phone to be able to flip screens, I will. Or I need to fully read the manual, because I'm sure there is a way. But just got to go down this way now. Well, at least you get to see the background behind me as I'm walking. So yeah, I've just been winding up the neighbours and letting them know that I know what they've been doing. And they see one was smirking. See, you always know the guilty, they'll give themselves away. One was like smirking, laughing as to say, yeah, I know what you mean. And the other one's getting frustrated and aggravated, giving us the middle finger. And all the while I'm just like smirking, because I know what they've done. And they just give themselves away. I mean, not so long ago when I was catching them out and about, when I was going for a walk, and I was walking past them, they were like they couldn't look us in the eye. You know what I mean? The guilt. It's like, the guilty always reveal themselves. And so I know what they've done, and they're under investigation anyway, so I'll be prosecuting them to the full extent of the law when the time comes. Because, you know, they just... But I'll hold no hate. Because they're simple. They're opportunists. They saw an opportunity and they took it. They didn't realise exactly the true extent of what's going on. Just get it in there. Nice, isn't it? Bah! Yeah, it's nice couple of lads here, this. I just thought I'd talk about that. Right, let's walk on. It's alright, mate, I've got to point it on myself. No, I'm on you now though. But yeah, so it's just fun winding them up, just like the other two clowns, the overweight clowns, the witch and the warlock doing their overeating spells. They just get bigger every time I see them. They just can't seem to stop. But well, that's to do with possession. It's just trying out my new gadget, enjoying. See, the river's right behind me. Yeah, you know, what I also want to talk about is, like I say, YouTube is going to take a big hit, a big collapse, because you've got people working at their base camp, like the revenue executives. They're corrupt as fuck. They'll just take any old bribe and rob content creators, and it's not all about tarot readers either. It's like whoever they just don't like, they'll close them off or they'll censor them for stupid things that they'll let others get away with. And tend to the big YouTube creators, they get away with it because they're pedos, and so they're easily controlled. Oh, it's like, if your face doesn't fit, which isn't going to stop me creating content. They certainly don't intimidate us. I don't fear the queers at YouTube, the gender benders. They're not really men and women. You know, like, as I say, I don't really have a problem with how you want to identify. It's just that these woke types, they can say and do whatever they want, you know, and no consequences, no accountability, no comeback, no causality can affect them. But should we speak freely? Oh, censored, cancelled. Cancel culture. The thing is, a lot of people don't realise, like, especially with Freemasonry, that as you send the degrees of the Scottish Rites of Freemasonry, the profane will ascend to the 3 degrees, get no further, because, like, you have to be Luciferian androgyny, you know what I mean? So a lot of these people are inverts. There's a lot of Freemasons, although they look like men or women, especially the high echelons. A lot of the CEOs that you see paraded around on telly, you know, they always look like feminine type of men. Well, that's because they're fucking women, but they've been inverted since puberty, because they'll put them on puberty blockers, and then if they're a female, well, they'll give them puberty blockers and testosterone to make them appear more masculine, which changes the sound of the voice from, like, a girl's voice to a boy's voice, or a woman's voice to a man's voice, and vice versa for the men. They give them puberty blockers, they take them off testosterone because they're probably, like, either castrate them or something like that, or they might make them hermaphrodite in the womb before they born, because they, like I say, they have their own breeding program, and so they'll alter their gender in the womb and then, like, give them a course. All right, hello there. Or they'll give them a course of testosterone for the females and estrogen for the males, as they invert them and change them. Because, like, if you think this is radical, or, you know, I'm talking out my ass, what do you think they're fucking trying to do with this? You know, the whole woke LGBTQ plus fucking max, pro max, blah blah, you know what I mean? They've got videos on it. They've got feminization training devices. You can go for operations, surgical procedures to heighten or lower the frame of your voice. I mean, just look what happens to women when you put them on steroids. The balls drop, you know what I mean? They start to break. And, like, when men take too many steroids, the voice starts to go high. It's a bit like one of the neighbours. used to go out same year at school, and he's always had a voice as if his balls haven't dropped yet. Like I say, he's simple, he's feeble, he's harmless, you know what I mean? He's just doing it for money, because you couldn't give them a physical labour. One of them you couldn't give a physical labour, manual labour job. You can't do manual labour. He's very slow and feeble, you know. Sometimes I question his identity, because he always talks like that. It all sounds like his balls hasn't dropped just yet, and he's 48 years old, and his balls haven't dropped yet. He's always talking like that, like his voice hasn't broke yet. And it's like, when's it going to happen? You're 48 years old and your balls haven't dropped yet. And you're in a relation with a woman that looks like a man, but she has massive tits that clash off her fucking kneecaps. You know, and they both clowns, they both clumpets. And so I just like laugh at them. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, there's the facial feminization package that you can get if you go on a transition. Like, just go look online. There's fucking pictures of like men and women going through like the transitional phase, from a female to male, so FTM or MTF, male to female. See, I know about all this because I've been researching for the last fucking, it's coming up to 9 years next year. I know all about it. It's alright, the camera's on me, gents. I'll see you when I go past though. And so yeah, it's like, you just do research online. It's like I was shown all this information because I was supposed to see it. You know what I mean? I was led to this information because I was supposed to find out the hidden secrets, the hidden knowledge. That's why I know what I know, and I still haven't shown what I truly know yet to the world. That's coming though. It's all building up. It's all building up to the culmination, the climax. There. I'm just enjoying the looks on people's faces because I'm holding up. My phone is pointed on me, it's not pointed at anyone, it's just pointed back at me. They're looking paranoid. It's not pointed at. I'm just coming out for some shots, but yeah, the corruption that's going on at YouTube, it's just like I will be taking them in court because so when I started making shorts and videos for YouTube, it was over a year ago, I got like notified by email that I had to provide my passport details, like my picture and things like that, to take a picture of, to put on the system to help with my account, or so they say, even though I haven't monetized my account. But certainly won't get anywhere because, you know what I mean, I've got a voice that's dangerous to these clowns. So I'm just suppressed, fully suppressed. So I'll never get any growth, and the subscribers that I have got, they're all fake accounts from fucking the psychopaths that's monitoring my account to like steal my work and profit off it for themselves. But yeah, so I had to upload my passport photo, you know what I mean? And so what's happened is these crazy fuckers behind the scenes at the YouTube headquarters have stolen my identity and committed identity fraud, as well as conspiring with the fucking psychos to do death magic to try and take us out. You know what I mean? Like, and there was like a huge investigation going on this side of the pond and the other side of the pond. Alright? And these fucking idiots are running around committing all kinds of fraud, stealing all kinds of work, and thinking that nothing's going to happen and that they get away with it scot-free because they're part of secret societies. And so, like, they'll be able to get away and do all this shit without ever facing any consequences for their actions. But regrettably, for these fucking clowns, that's not the case. And so there's a huge investigation going on, and they're being watched. They're all being monitored. All that technology is there, you know, tapped. And so they're so ignorant. Their ego and pride is you know, huge. That they're running around, you know what I mean, blind, thinking, like, no self-awareness. These people have no self-awareness. Like, they're all narcissists. They have no empathy, no emotions, and so they think they can run around and do what they do and make all this money off of the content creators and profit off their creativity, their talents, and face no consequences for their actions. Like, they have no concept of karma, causality, you know, cause and effect, action, reaction. For every action there's an equal and opposite reaction.
You see, there is only one constant, one universal. It is the only real truth: causality. Action, reaction, cause and effect.
And such as karma, it might not happen immediately, but the more you keep doing wrong, the more it builds up to the point where it's dealt and you receive an almighty blow, and then it will just ruin you, just completely ruin you. But you know, these devil worshippers, they're just in denial of that fact, you know. So they, like I say, they don't believe in a creator, they don't believe in the Most High, and so they just carry on doing what they're doing, thinking that nothing's going to happen to them. And you know, they can just take from people without facing any consequences, no repercussions for their actions. And I'm just here to let you know that you're under an illusion if you think that's the case. I'm here to let you know that I am your karma, and every other tarot reader that you take from who can read your energy and know what's going on beyond the veil are here to deal out karma for you as well. For all you trying to deal out death magic in people's lives, it's all coming back to you and you're all suffering. Like, you may paint this illusion that nothing's wrong, and you might cake makeup all over your face for you females, like hide all the fucking dangerous cracks that's in your face, your piat, your face and your piat. Bit of northern lingo for you.
It's the problem you've got is it's probably
But you know, your face and your lips, your face and your piat, face and lips. Bit of a tutorial there for you on northern lingo. But yeah, we're all here to cripple YouTube because the people, like the CEOs involved as well, maybe not the actual owners. I've heard through the spiritual grapevine that the owners are working with the feds, right, to put a stop to this, because it's going to ruin YouTube. It's going to cripple them. I mean, they're already losing court cases. They're all, like, Google owns YouTube, so YouTube's a subsidiary of Google. I've mentioned this in like another chat, and they've already been taken to court by Rumble on a couple of points because they're suppressing competition. They're trying to tell advertisers who they can advertise on and by what speech they use and things like that. You know, full on restriction, because like Google has bought up so many different things, like the Google Play app for Android, like they're a monopoly and they're misusing their powers and causing a lot of problems for people, which, you know, has to stop. And so they're losing court cases, and what's going to happen, pardon me, which I believe is already happening, is that they're going to get broken up. And then add to that all of the revenue that these revenue executives have been stealing. These androgynous secret societies that worship Lucifer, or Satanists, because there's all kinds of secret societies. It's all Lucifer worship, satanic worship, you know what I mean? That's what they're all about. It's all linked with paedophilia, sex trafficking, because they need to harvest young children and torture them, rape them, to build up the adrenaline to go into the blood to create adrenochrome. I mean, I've been noticed with Google, like Chrome, the web browser, which I don't use, it's all subtle imagery, like the symbol of Chrome. If you look at it carefully, it's 666. Like Google, Gmail, like the envelope, it's a Masonic apron. Just things like that, do you know what I mean? Even Facebook. Even that symbolism has something to do with ancient Babylonian Jewish mysticism, secret societies, things like that. You know, the dark side, shall we say? Because we always have a light and a dark, and not all people are evil. You know, I know that, obviously. But there is a dark side to everything, because we're in a realm that's based on duality. So like hot, cold, day and night, light, dark, sun, moon, man, woman, true, false, yes, no. Everything has balance. You know what I mean? You have to have balance. It's like heaven and hell. The good go to heaven, the bad go to hell. And we have purgatory, where you're like on a trial period. Things like that, where you're in between worlds. And your fate is undecided type of scenario. But yeah, like on YouTube, you even have hired moderators. So let's just say you're a successful YouTube channel that does a lot of live readings or whatever. You go live to do talks, to do podcasts, things like that. And what happens is you'll get these people saying, let me be a moderator. And you might, you know, spend time as if like you build up a rapport to get to know someone better. And then you say, oh yeah, I'll make you a moderator. And you sort of like link up accounts. Then what they do then, is for your successful account, that's, you know, that's making a lot of profit. You usurp your account, steal your account and lock you out of it. And then what I've heard, what they also do now, it's like, so YouTube's got a main server and a backup server. Right, and so if they want to hide your account, so obviously if they've got a backup server, it's like if there's a power outage and the main server drops out, they'll go to backup servers to keep the network online. But so they have a backup server and they'll hide YouTube accounts on that backup server. So when, like, say if they go to legitimate people on YouTube, like such as IT and things like that, looking on the main server for your account, it's just not there because it's been completely removed. And I'm finding all sorts of things like that. So there's all kinds of fucking embezzlement, extortion and corruption going on at YouTube. Even some of the CEOs, they're all inverts. They're all part of the Masons or Eastern Stars or the fucking Skull and Bones, the Knights of Malta, the Order of the Pink Garter, there's the Golden Dawn, or whatever. You know, there's so many different fucking societies, right? Now, I believe the ones that I haven't mentioned that I don't know of, there's like good and bad, but if you have to be secret, then you're not to be fucking trusted, in my opinion, at all. And so there's just a lot of corruption on these platforms. I mean, there's just been another court case regarding Google and YouTube, whereby they lose there's this protection they have in America that allows you to operate as a platform and not as a publisher, so they're not held responsible for the content that gets posted on their platforms. But because they've been like leading the political sort of arena to the left-leaning perspective and shutting out any sort of like right-leaning content, they're getting classed as publishers because they're manipulating what content creators on YouTube or even just viewers receive. So it's like political manipulation. And so there's a court case going on now about that for YouTube, whereby they might lose that protection, because every platform has this protection whereby they just they recognise as a platform, and the individual who publishes content on that platform will be held solely responsible for any sort of misinterpretation or, you know, sort of like incite to racial hatred, whatever, do you know what I mean, things like that. And so they may lose that, and so they'll face more fines, more consequences. And again, adding that on top of all the content creators they've been robbing from and skimming from, because there's a lot of people being screenshotting the analytics for the money they had, and then all of a sudden it just disappears, the date and the time. You know what I mean? They already know, the feds already know these revenue execs who are committing these crimes. You know what I mean? And so it's not looking good at all. I'd like to see, as we come into next year, all these types of platforms. That's why, I mean, not that I trust Elon Musk at all. I've seen his sigils that he wears for his Halloween parties. I know how he shows loyalty to. But he bought Twitter, fucked up the logo and called it X. You know what I mean? It's a bad business model, or an idea to do, if that's me. I should have just left it as Twitter. But to take a brand that got built up over a period of years, to just change it to fucking X. But that's all Masonic symbolism, like XXX, 666, and it does work out like that if it's the Greek alphabet. Or, you know what I mean? So you just got to know which alphabet you're talking about, not Roman numerals. But like Elon and I forget his first name, but Pavlovsky, from the CEO of Rumble, are taking YouTube to court, and they're winning cases, and they're going to get broke up, and then they're losing their protection rights as a platform and not a publisher. Like, so like a publisher would be something like the Sun, the Daily Mail, the Guardian, New York Times, Washington Post, things like that, you know what I mean? So they can be held solely responsible for the content they publish, because if it's inaccurate or misleading, and let's face it, a lot of mainstream media is exactly that, they can be taken to court and fined or shut down, or, you know what I mean, going to getting the term now, but like bankrupt, you know what I mean? There is another word to use, but it's not coming to mind at the moment. Anyway, if it pops up, I'll just add it on the screen. Goes into conservatorship, I think it is something like that, whereby, you know what I mean, they get ready to go bankrupt because illegal actions based on false narratives, things like that. And so yeah, and like I say, there's a major investigation going on this. So there's like this correspondence between British and American secret services and things like that, because there's a huge operation that goes deeper than just fucking corruption on YouTube. You know what I mean? But I don't want to talk too much about it. I don't want to give too much away, because I know warrants are getting signed off. I know there's going to be raids. I know there's people going to be arrested. And I'm aware there's already people in prison, people that I know that have been kept quiet from us. You know what I mean? I get to find out all these things. Like he was trying to have us fucking kidnapped and raped and murdered and other things like that. But so yeah, other than that, you know how you were approached by a cult leader, a powerful cult leader, who's either part of the clergy or he's part of the judicial system, or he's a hoi polloi pedo wanker, do you know what I mean? That's got a small cock and a weak spine that has to do everything in the dark because he's a fucking faggot who couldn't throw a punch to save his life. You know, he approached you to get you to come up against me, your own family member, and incorporating all my fucking friends and just people, it's like people all across the board. The whole community in my village is going down, by the way. To come up against us because, you know, you made aware that, like, should anything go wrong and you get taken to court, they'll have people in the judicial system to get you off free of charge. Well, no. No, they haven't anymore. So if you do get arrested, you're going down for at least 10 to 15 years just for the part you played in this conspiracy. And so, like, you know how you were promised, like, my inheritance, or you'll all get a big cash payout, things like that, right? You know how you were promised that. Well, I'm here to tell you that that was a lie, and that you're not going to get what you were promised. In fact, the fact that I'm still alive after all this time just is a clarification that you've all failed miserably. You're all going to get arrested at some point, and I will have my retribution, and I will prosecute you to the full extent of the law. And that, anyway, you know what I mean? I'm going to have my success. I don't exactly know when or how exactly it's going to go, other than that I am a winner. I've already won. The game's over, and no matter what you try to do to try and prevent and thwart me from, you know, moving forward is just a spectacular failure on your part. But yeah, so you were told that you'd get this big cash payout and that you'd be able to live a comfortable life, right? And that you'd like have all your heart's desires, right? Once you fucking sacrifice me to get initiated into your pedo cult, right? Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that they didn't tell you, nor did you look in the small print when you were so eager to fucking sign the contract to crack on and stab fucking people, innocent people in the back. So as soon as you were successful, right, which you're not going to be, right, what they were going to do is just chop you off anyway, and everyone who was involved, all weak-minded individuals in the community who just happily jumped on the bandwagon because they thought they were going to get a payday, they would have just been terminated, like physically terminated and removed from this realm and sent over into the spiritual realm to be judged by the Most High. But yeah, you all were going to get taken out anyway, right? Even my so-called friends who are all closet gays that have orgies in the living room of your little donkey's house, whereby, like, you know how he had that little Shih Tzu that was always humping the fucking pillar, and you're saying, oh, it's a Randy fucking dog, there's something wrong with it. It's not that it was Randy. It's like all animals, they repeat what they see. And they were seeing you having fucking swinger parties in your living room, right? Watching, like, the gay boys, like, doggying each other and, like, leaving out the ugly witch who was about as, like, she claims she's tapped in, but, like, allow me to clarify that she's I'll get it out in a moment. She's definitely tapped into her own bullshit. But I don't know about anything else. But yeah, whereby your partner has to think of men that get sexually aroused to have sex with a witch like you because you're fucking gross. But yeah, so the dog was like copying you, humping each other while you're having your swinger parties in your fucking living room while your children are upstairs in bed asleep. Like, you sick fucking individuals. But like, yeah, all of you are going to get taken out. All of you, every single one of you, right? And the only fact that you're still alive is because I'm still alive. But pretty soon, that's not going to keep you safe because you're all going to get fucking locked up and put in a fucking prison anyway. But, right, let's see, what's the time? On that bombshell, I think I'll leave it here. Right? And I'll come back for another one in a little while. So I will see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Some blood clot jungle techno.